You're listening to Chaplain's Corner, where hearts are heard and spirits are lifted.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone that will be watching. I don't say this is the right word because this podcast has long died, and I've actually tried to revive it again. And this has been after a long time that we've got a very special person to initiate these interviews again. It's none other than a really popular person that people are really scared to actually read an email from HR. So uh, when there's an HR email, I tell you what, there's a lot of tension. And sitting in the staff room, we're always worried, what's now? What's going to happen now? What have we done wrong again? But having said that, I really want to welcome you to the podcast. And I want to thank you again. And I jump right in, and I'd like to introduce Sara Aziz, and I think I've said your name right. I've got this old photo over there. Thank you so much, actually, to grab a photo as well. Tell us about your photo. Actually, before you do that, tell us about yourself. I'm sure the entire staff is interested to know about you.
I highly doubt it, but however, I will introduce myself. I am not as scary as people would think. It just, I guess that happens when you just hear the word HR. But completely honest, completely opposite, sorry. So, I mean, I come from a talent acquisition background. I've been in recruitment for over 5 years. And I mean, that's me professionally, really, but personally, quite a boring person. I'm a mum to a 5-year-old. I only have one child. She's here in school, actually, in the school. I also actually have a teaching degree, funny enough, but I never got into it. And I'm a twin. He's a boy. I mean, there's not really much to say about me, to be honest. That's all I can, off the top of my head. And when it comes to that photo, when I look at it, I just remember our journey from, so I'm Kurdish, originally from Iraq. So we came here as refugees in 1997. And when I look at that, I just think and remember we spent some time in Iran before we came to Australia. And I just remember getting that photo taken because we needed it for our passports and being really scared and unsure about what was happening. But when I look at that picture, I just realize how much my parents have actually done for us and coming here as refugees. So I'm 33 now. My mom was 31 when they came here with 5 kids. So it just always reminds me of my parents' very hard work into getting us here today.
It must be a long time. And when you said Kurdish, I mean, you've actually stamped on some of the rumors. Like people thought you were from Pakistan. I don't know
No.
why. I don't know why.
Do you know what? Sometimes I get Afghan, I get Pakistani sometimes. So fair enough. But no, I am Kurdish. Both parents are Kurdish.
But you know, when you said in an email, I was confused as well when you said you've actually flown from a war-torn country. And I'm like, if you can't be from Pakistan, there was no wars there. No one's actually flying, no one's actually running away from there. So, and I think the second one, which you said, was Afghanistan. So that's a thought that comes into people's mind. Yeah, you're right. So you probably
Yeah.
are multilingual. So you probably speak Persian, you speak Arabic, and you speak Kurdish, and you also speak English, which I can see.
Look, I can speak fluent Kurdish and obviously English. I'm not fluent in Farsi, no, but I can understand it. And so my husband is Egyptian, and I spent 3 months in Egypt, so I did pick up a bit of Arabic. And there are some words that do overlap in the Kurdish language that are derived from the Arabic language. So if I listen closely, I'll sort of understand and pick up about what that conversation is about.
Well, there you go. You actually, you probably have met the school counselor. She's Kurdish as well.
I have Rukin, yeah. We're from different regions. So she speaks a completely different dialect to me, but you know, it's always nice to know that there's a fellow Kurdish co-worker.
Well, having said that, I mean, I could definitely make some dua for you guys. You definitely need some, that freedom for your people that you've been fighting for a very long time.
Inshallah. Look, the biggest population of displaced people, so I think we deserve it, but what happens politically is not in our control.
That's right. When you talk to me, everything's political. So I love politics.
So I've heard. Even your khutbas get political sometimes.
Yeah, look, I always say if I wasn't an imam, I definitely would be the politician. Like I do like politics. And
Well, sort of me, I do not.
anyways, well, let's get into this. I mean, what's something that you always wanted to learn?
Something that I've always wanted to, piano. I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano.
That's good.
Yeah. I probably will never learn, but I'll live through my daughter and I'll get her to do those piano lessons, and I can just listen to her, inshallah, one day.
Well, they say it's never late. It's never too late to learn any skill. And you've actually given so many surprising facts about yourself. I mean, I'm sure some of the teachers will be worried that you're a teacher as well. And and you know what? You said you did some talent hunting. So the school's always looking for teachers. I mean, if you do get bored with HR, let me know. I can speak to the principal, and they're always looking for teachers.
Put in a good word for me.
I will do.
No, thank you. No, really, I'm not a very, I wouldn't say that I'm a very interesting person. I've got no special talents or anything crazy. I think my whole life revolves around being a mum at this point of my life.
Well, look, that was a surprising fact as well. I mean, I wouldn't know that you were a mum. So I did see you sitting with a young child. So that was your daughter.
Yes, Malika. Yeah.
MashaAllah. That's good. Anything else you wanted to actually learn other than piano? I'm sure there's so many other things that you wanted to do.
Anything? Well, I pick up language very quickly, so I would love to at some point. This might be a little bit people might find it surprising to hear this, but I'd love to pick up fluent Turkish. And actually, I would love to be fluent in Arabic as well. I think that being the second most universally used language in the world, Arabic would be really useful to learn. But really, that's it. I think I'm content with what I know.
Turkish is a really good language as well. I mean, I'm sure there's so many people. I can definitely think of some Turkish teachers. There are quite a few. Even the head of primary school, Miss Aydemir. She's from a Turkish background, and I'm sure she's very fluent as well. And Arabic, again, there's so many people around you as well where you can definitely learn, and you don't have to go far away. I actually don't want to say this, but I will still say because I like to make controversial comments. So when you said Egyptians, I do feel like Egyptians do speak Arabic, but I wouldn't say that's Arabic because the dialects are very different to what the Arabic dialect, the Khaliji dialect is.
Yeah. Look, it is different. I know, like with the bits that I know, for them, it's kifek is like usually what you would say with how are you, but
yeah,
I think Egyptians say zayek, or so I know that the words are quite different. If you were to ask him, are you Arab, he says no, I'm African, which is obviously true. It's in the African continent, but gets controversial there, as you said.
Yeah, it does. I know I don't want to make too many enemies afterwards, and maybe I might be contemplating, should I delete that or should I not? Because it's my podcast, and I can do what I like.
No, let's not be too politically correct and just leave him with that thought.
Yes. Well, tell us something that you know well. I mean, you've spoken about so many things, but that's something that person always says, you know what, I can do that really well. I can do that with my eyes closed. What's something that you would say about yourself that you could definitely do well, or something that you would do with your eyes closed?
Yeah. Do you mean professionally or just?
Could be anything. Could be anything.
Okay. I'm a really good cook. I will say that I'll boast about myself in that sense. Anything that you ask, I'm really good at making. I was initially not a good cook, but when I got married, and especially, you have a kid and she gets to that stage where she wants to eat solids, you just experiment. So I'm a really, really good cook. Not amazing on the baking side, but overall Middle Eastern dishes, Asian dishes. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
pretty.
they say we definitely will be testing you on that. Fortunately, we do have a kitchen inside the school, and that'll be a day when you'll be put on test on Middle Eastern dishes.
My pleasure, inshallah, inshallah.
Anything else you'd say other than really getting great teachers inside the school and cooking? What else would you say that you do really well?
Gosh, you're really putting me on the spot here.
That's
I
what
think the
the
only thing that I could.
that's what the podcast is about, putting people on spot. That's why
I
I'm on the
see.
other side. I don't do the difficult
I didn't want to
questions.
be at arm's reach. Fair enough. No, no. Look, honestly, I have multiple times been told that. I mean, I don't know whether it's true or not. It might not be true, but I'm very good at reading body language and how that person actually feels. Um, I pay a lot of attention to detail. I'm quite OCD in both my personal and my professional life. I'm not sure if that's a good thing always, but yeah, I pay attention to detail a lot. So
Well,
sometimes
that's a quite scary fact. I mean, all the teachers that are listening later on, I mean, we've got the HR person who really is good at reading people's body language. So you better be scared. Better be
no.
careful. Better be careful when you're walking past her now.
Listen, I'm not sure if this podcast was set up to sabotage me and make everybody scared of me.
Oh,
If that's
no,
the
no.
aim, fair
That's
enough.
just,
No,
that's,
honestly, I mean, I think if I was to say anything, that would be the last comment in this podcast would just be
no,
that
no.
um, I know that usually there's a stigma when it comes to HR and there's a specific thought, but I would love to create the mentality and the idea that of course HR is there to support the business, but at the same time it is there to support our employees. Everybody is a very important stakeholder, and it's really important for me that people feel supported and engaged. So no, I am not evil.
No, you're definitely not. And I tell you what, after today, when people actually will be watching it tomorrow when I release it, there'll be a lot of friends that you'll see around because this is something that people don't get to see. And because we are working in this teaching environment, and even when you work for an organization where people actually don't know people, you just walk past people and you just have those perceptions, okay, this person's like that. But when you really know who they are, that's when you really reach out. So I'll tell you what, you definitely will become popular after today. And you've got every right to be that because again, we're seeing that side of you that we probably don't see in those emails.
Yeah, yeah. Look, you can only read so much into emails. I try to make them as straightforward as possible. There's no message that needs to sort of inside message other than what's there that needs to be figured out. But yeah, look, I would like to think that people can feel comfortable enough to come and introduce themselves to me, or sometimes I might just be busy. And I do have this very bad habit where when I'm thinking and in deep thought, I just have I don't have a smile on my face. I'm not frowning, but I'm not smiling. And obviously, if you're looking at someone's face and they're not smiling or they don't have a very approachable face, you could think a certain thing about them. So I am working on that and being a little bit more mindful of my facial expressions, but don't always read into what's going on here. It might just be that I'm deep in thought. It's understandable that people might have that stigma when it comes to HR, and it doesn't help that I'm not always smiling. But yeah, look, if whoever's listening, I am approachable and I am kind, and honestly, I'm all ears when it comes to any sort of feedback, anything that I can do to help and support the team.
Well, there you go, people. You'll be listening later. I'll tell you what, they could go and do take that opportunity. If you've got any issues, don't send an email back. Maybe just go approach Miss Aziz, and she'll be more than happy to help you out.
More than happy, inshallah.
So my last question, and it's really been a pleasure, but it's still not over yet. Tell us something surprising about you. I tell you what, you've given me so many surprising facts. You're a mother, you're Kurdish, you've actually, the mystery box, you've really opened it, where there were so many nationalities that were floating about you. And now people do know who you are, and and what's your background. Also, you spoke about yourself that you're a teacher as well, which is great. That was another surprising fact. I'm sure there's more. Maybe you could give me a couple more, something that we don't know. I'll be interested to know.
Honestly, there's nothing else. I can't really think of anything else. I'm just trying to think. Do I have any hobbies?
What did you
I play soccer. That's it. That's the only other thing that I can think of. I play soccer. We have a women's team, and we play every Wednesday night, and usually leave with bruised legs or stepped on toe, or maybe just elbow. Not very HR of me, but on the soccer field, you have to do what you have to do to keep the ball with you. So maybe an elbow in the ribs or something. But I do play soccer. I really enjoy it.
Are you like the Messi or the women version?
I'm not sure which version I am. I just know that any pent-up frustration or any pent-up frustration gets taken out on the field. That's all I know.
So what position do you play? Are you a defender or you're an attacker? What do you play? A centre forward?
No, midfielder and defender.
Okay, it's a midfielder and defender. So you're like the Maldini or the Gattusos.
Honestly, I don't know what I am. All I know is I really, really enjoy it. I was pushed into it by my friends. They kept saying, come on, you're such an introvert. You're such an introvert. Come and do something. And when I joined, I thought I'm going to hate it, but I absolutely love it. And it's really motivating. I've even gotten back into the gym to pick up my endurance and got onto the treadmill. And I think if anybody wants to get into sport, soccer is the place to be. You'd be surprised how fun it is.
That's great. Well, now hopefully you're not going to surprise me with another fact that you've also participated in the Olympics.
Nope, nothing else. That's it.
Well, I'm sure there'll be one more thing that you'd like to say about yourself. You've given so many surprising facts today.
Really, honestly, nothing else. That's all I can think about. I mean, I've told you that I'm a refugee. I've told you that I'm Kurdish. I've told you my professional background. I've told you that I'm a twin. I've told you that I'm a mum. I play soccer. I cook. That's it.
Well, look, you've got so many things. I mean, sometimes we don't realize that what we are, and when we start thinking, that's when we realize we can do so much. I mean, as a person. I tell you what, when the initial emails and when you initially walked in, I just thought you probably knew how to write emails and to scare people off. But I can tell you what, today, I realize you're more than that. It's not just those emails. We all have to do what we have to do. And that's part of our jobs, to send an email or do something like that. But then we are also human beings. And we do have that compassionate side. And definitely it was such a treat to actually speak to you. And again, we are definitely going to speak in the future as well. It's not just that it will end over here in the podcast, but I would like to encourage everyone to reach out, to go speak to you and get to know you more. Hopefully they can give me some interesting facts about you later, which I can probably edit and add in my podcast. But now we come to the fun side, where I really put people to test if they are AIA worthy or not. It's the riddle time. And these riddles are...
I'm not good at riddles. All right, okay. Go on. I'll give it a go.
None of us are, and these riddles can be very daunting, but they're very easy. So I'm actually going to stop sharing, and the next thing which I'll be sharing with you will be that riddle. And so I've already pre-chosen one.
My workers in the office can help me. Go on.
I've actually pre-chosen one, and I'm actually going to play that riddle, and then you just have to answer that. Can you see that riddle?
A little bit small. It's quite small. Can
Okay.
you
Can you see it now?
like I can see the screen, but okay, yeah, that's better.
All right. I'm going to play it. You may not be able to hear it because I don't know how to connect these audios. I'm still struggling to do that, but you can read it. And then I'll give you
right.
10 seconds to actually answer the question. So I'll put
Okay.
myself to mute and I'll let that play.
Okay. Always coming but never arrives. Time? Tomorrow? Always coming but never arrives. Tomorrow?
Tomorrow? Okay, let's see if that's the right answer.
Oh, I got it! I'm actually surprised.
Well, look, let's just say that the school hasn't made a mistake by hiring you. So you do know your game, you do know your riddles, which is amazing. Look, it was a pleasure to actually have spoken to you today and to
Thank
have
you.
known you. And hopefully we can talk about these things more often with other people. There are two people in your office that I need to now interview. And maybe you can remind them it's their turn next, and I'm coming out for them, and they will have a slightly harder riddle. Why? Because they are playing together. So they would be using both the brains in order to answer these questions. I want to thank you again, and it's a pleasure to have spoken to you. Would you like to, and I always end it by giving something motivational. So I'd like you to give something motivational to all the staff, which will be watching later.
Something motivational. Look, I don't think this is motivational, honestly. I know this is going to sound so cliche, and yeah, I just want to say, whoever's listening to this, if we could just, inshallah, make dua for all of our Muslim brothers and sisters around the world. They've been, especially in Gaza, they've been on my mind a lot today, to be quite honest. And inshallah, Allah provides a solution quite soon, and may Allah give them ease and patience.
Ameen. Ameen. We'll leave you with wonderful words, wonderful dua. And I thank you again. And I thank you, all my viewers, which will actually be watching this later. And hopefully I can get more people to come forward now and to be part of my podcast. Thank you again. And you have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.